How is everyone doing? Welcome to Face to Face Friday. I am today going to finish up my four-part series on fueling our bodies. Today, I wanted to talk about navigating special events, holidays, birthdays, celebrations. And I thought that was perfect timing given that Memorial Day is just around the corner. And I hope you guys are excited about having some time off. I know here we're celebrating the end of school. So it's kind of a a fun time for us to prepare for the summer. But I wanted to share with you some things, some thoughts on going into a holiday weekend if you are or have goals for yourself to keeping your health a top priority. I know in the past I've always kind of used holidays like Christmas, Easter, 4th of July celebrations, Memorial Day as an excuse to eat whatever I want and to frankly, I would think a lot about the food that was going to be there. I love cookouts. Most of the food grilling out is really great for what I'm trying to do, but there are a lot of foods too that aren't going to serve me well as I push on forward and onward to a healthier BMI. So, I wanted to share some tips that I'm going to put into place as we celebrate this weekend and on Monday. And I wanted to share them with you in the hopes that maybe you could use one or two or three of those to help you if you're on the same kind of journey. I wanted to review some of the important things about fueling our bodies. It's a way that we look at when we eat, it's a way for us to give ourselves energy, to help our bodies have optimal functioning, to give us more energy, help us sleep better at night, to help us feel more full. I think when we're eating more nutrient dense foods, it kind of keeps us fuller longer, and that's really important. And for me, and I think for a lot of the clients that I coach, eating well also helps them to keep a clearer mind. It kind of, like I said, helps all of your organs function optimally. So, what do you do when you have a special event, holiday celebration that's coming up and you're trying to stay close to your goals? I have a few things that might help you. First thing is to have a plan. Don't go into it willy nilly, excuse me, and go into it with a mindset that you're going to control as much of it as you can. So, you've heard the saying, I'm sure, that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And that is absolutely true. So you could even go into the holiday or the celebration with the mindset of, I'm just going to enjoy myself. But beforehand, the day before, or the meals before, or the activities before, I'm going to really do things that are going to serve me well on my journey. Maybe not take the whole day to kind of cut loose and eat whatever you want. Again, that's part of that plan. You may plan to just have one special meal. That would be a way that you're planning. So, again, have a plan going into it and think about things that you want to accomplish, whether that is blowing it out for the day. That means you're going to build up to it and stay pretty clean, or maybe up your activity a little bit. And the day after, do the same thing. Eat really clean. And again, add in some more activity to kind of get yourself back on track. Either way, just have a plan. The second thing is you can't eat before you go. I know I'm going to employ this. I only eat one lean and green a day, so I'm going to save that for the cookout. But what that means for me is I will probably have a fueling very close to, or have a snack very close to the time that I know that we will be eating. That way, I'm going to be a little bit fuller. And in doing so, if you want to have a meal before, you know how that food is prepared, and more than likely, it's going to be prepared in a way that is going to be closer to what your goals are. So that's one idea that you can do. You can also fill up on veggies first. Veggies keep us fuller longer. They, excuse me, they're dense. They have more fiber, and they fill our stomachs up pretty well. So if you're trying to kind of keep the fatty foods in check, or the foods that aren't as good for you, fill up on veggies first. That's going to help you eat less of that stuff that's not going to serve you as well. Also, once you get to the cookout or whatever, try to choose leaner cuts of protein. I talked about this a week or so ago. When you're choosing your proteins, try to choose, if it's an option, shrimp, shellfish, or fish. If that's not an option, usually chicken is pretty widely available if you're doing a cookout. Pork is a great option if it's not sauced. A lot of places that I've been will have sauce on the side. I always do that, and then I might dip it just so I'm not using as much. When they sauce it all together again, it's going to be more calorie dense. So, those are some options that you can do. Another thing you can do is drink a lot of water beforehand. I've talked about how, on the hydration part of the series, how the hydration or being thirsty sometimes can look like being hungry. Our body does not know the difference in how to signal hunger and thirst. So I always recommend to my clients, if you're really hungry, try drinking 8 ounces of water, sit with it for about 5 minutes and see how you feel. If you're still hungry after that 5 minutes, then you're probably legitimately hungry. If not, then you know that you were just thirsty because our body cannot signal the difference between those two feelings. And when we drink, it fills our stomach up, so we are actually craving less, and it helps us to kind of stay true to that. Okay. Another thing you can do is you can offer to bring a healthy dish. So yesterday I posted on my Facebook page a bunch of and Instagram a bunch of healthy recipes. A lot of them appetizers. For people that are on plan, those would be lean and green. Those would count as your lean and green meal. So you could have that and feel like I'm still staying true to my goals. You're also sharing healthy food and healthy ideas for other people. And a lot of the recipes that I shared are super, super tasty. So that's another option. You're opening up to people, a healthy way of eating. And then the final tip that I have for you is focus not so much on the food and focus more on the time, the fellowship with loved ones and friends. And think about that rather than thinking about what you're going to eat. Um, it's kind of hard because our society is so programmed to celebrate with food. So I'm not by any means telling you not to eat, but I have found when I'm more mindful in the conversations that are happening and the emotions and the feelings that of just being there and present with my friends and family, that I tend to eat a little bit less. So again, that mindful kind of eating and mindfulness of where you are is going to help you tremendously. And then also something else that you can do is just take some time in between your chews. I am a former teacher and I am very gifted at scarfing down my meals within 8 to 10 minutes because that's what we do as teachers. We only have like a 20-25 minute break by the time we get to where we're supposed to be and get our kids where they're supposed to be. So that's kind of been something I've kind of had to retrain myself with. I try to now, if I take a bite of something, I might rest a little bit in between. I might, you know, try to start a conversation or add to the conversation in between bites, silly things like that, taking sips of water in between. Anything you can do to kind of slow that down a little bit is going to help you cue into those feelings of being satiated, and maybe you're not really as hungry as you need to, and you don't have to eat everything on your plate. You can leave some there. So, just another tip for you is to kind of slow yourself down while you're eating and really enjoy it. So, if you're new to program or you are restarting program, which I've got a lot of clients that are doing that right now because summer's coming, swimsuit season's coming. A lot of you have been kind of tightening the reins a little bit with that. I encourage you to limit these functions, these celebrations, for as long as you can, maybe for the first week, just so you can get to a gentle fat burn. That's going to make those cravings go away a lot easier. I always cringe when I have a client that starts on a Thursday or Friday because I know it's going to take that 3 or 4 days before they get to the fat burn, and they're not going to feel that. They're going to be bombarded by all kinds of temptations over the weekend. So I always encourage my clients to start on a Monday or Tuesday at the very latest. That way they can get to a strong fat burn before the weekend and they can make better choices. If you're not on program, just make better choices. Use some of these thoughts maybe to kind of keep you moving forward in your health goals. And I hope that one or many of those you find helpful. I'd love to hear more ideas from you if you want to shoot me a message or comment below. I would love to hear from you guys. But I hope you have a wonderful and safe Memorial Day holiday. I will be back next week with a new four-part series. Haven't decided what that is yet. If you have ideas, send them to me. I'd love to hear from you guys. But have a great holiday weekend. Stay safe, have fun, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Happy Friday.